How's it going?
Good evening. Summer Games done quick. 2025. Are you ready for Sonic Adventure 2 Archipelago? Make some noise.
All right, well, we're going to be starting the Sonic Adventure 2 Archipelago. My name is Emerldd. I'm joined here with my good friend and rival.
Hey, I'm DawnSR. We've both been running this game for like almost a decade now, certified UNC status.
Yeah.
Joined here by some amazing people and our hype man.
I'm HexSpeedruns, and I'm joined by Savac, and we're going to be your commentators for today. We're super excited to be here, and you guys are in for a really big treat.
Yep, this is going to be a good one. These two runners, they have been grinding this, and they are ready to explain how this works. It's extremely chaotic once they start, so pay attention. It's going to be fast.
This will be on the test.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so our main goal for this whole thing is to get 7 Chaos Emeralds each. Once either one of us gets 7 Chaos Emeralds, we're going to be able to clear Green Hill Zone. It'll unlock as a level for us. And then we get to go Supersonic and Super Shadow and defeat Final Hazard to complete it, which will then release some of the hidden checks that may be left in either of our games so the other person can complete their seed.
Yeah, so we have quite a few checks, including like completing a mission, get a gold beetle, upgrade, stuff like that. And if the incentive passed, Big the Cat as well.
Last I checked,
yeah, last I checked, we hit it, yeah.
Okay.
We definitely hit it.
Cat incentive, let's go.
Let's go.
And to celebrate, whenever we see Big the Cat, please, crowd, feel free to chant Big the Cat.
You already got it.
They know what to do.
Big the Cat.
And sorry for all the explanation, but without further ado, we're going to get a countdown here in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, so starting off the bat, both of our runners entering a Sonic level. Even though this is a randomizer, speed is a priority, and pretty much any time these runners see a Sonic or Shadow level, they're gonna go for those because those are typically the quickest and easiest with the checks. The levels are randomized, so are the missions, so the runners are really at the game's discretion for what they can and cannot do.
Right, so basically, one thing we need to be really careful about keeping track of is the logic. This is a randomizer. We have to follow the logic of the randomizer, and they are playing hard logic. What that means is they do not have to do everything the intended way. You're going to see a lot of creativity coming into play. Basically, any skip that is inbounds is fair play for hard logic. And the reason they have both started with Shadow is that it just so happens that upgrades do not matter for Shadow. They are convenient, but they don't need them. If they see Shadow, they are going to beeline for those missions. So that's why we've got White Jungle and Radical Highway on the screen.
Coming up is actually going to be one of our first Big the Cat checks, so get ready. Big the Cat,
Big the Cat, Big the Cat.
He's sitting there on the side of the flipper of the blimp.
How did he get up there?
So as you'll notice, after M got that check, there was a message on screen that said an emblem was received. That's basically what we're dealing with here. Every time they check something, they're gonna get an item. It can be anything from, you know, a couple rings to an upgrade that's required to beat the game, or even a Chaos Emerald. But yeah, again, they're at the game's discretion, and they can also end up getting things that are gonna make the game more difficult called traps. Basically, what those are gonna be are things that are meant to throw you off. Could be a mini game, could be a question, and if you get it wrong, you just die. So, you know, not everything in this is peaches and cream.
So early on, emblems are definitely going to be very helpful. Right now, to open that first boss gate, they're going to need 2 emblems. Eventually, we aren't going to want them. The cap, so to speak, where the emblems become garbage is going to be 48, but we are far away from that. So early on, we are looking for emblems and progression upgrades. Those are going to be things that allow us to actually complete some of the missions.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any upgrades or anything yet. Usually it comes a bit faster than that.
Oh, maybe right now.
Knows? Maybe we'll get one right now.
Hold on.
Hold. And wait for it. Emblem.
But you know, that's okay in the early game. It gets us even more stages, so that's really nice.
Right, so there's our first boss gate here for Emerldd.
Yeah, so I'll actually play this. Ooh, this is kind of a difficult boss to play without the upgrade, but I'll just try to be careful here. So one of the things that we can get is emblems, and that will unlock, it is a progression item for us, so that we can unlock more gates with more levels to get more checks and stuff. So After doing this, I'll get like 4 more stages about. Be careful here.
And again, the missions that you get for each level and each level, it's completely randomized.
No.
Yeah, so, and just right there, you see part of the challenge with Archipelago. You know, Sonic Adventure 2 is one of the more popular speed games, but what makes this so much different is, you know, speed is only half the battle. These runners, at any given time, are making split-second decisions for what to do and what not to do. So, you know, while it may look like they're doing things at random, every decision that they're doing is calculated.
Oh, no. Reverse. Oh, no.
So a reverse trap, this is actually awful. It happened at a pretty good location, but this is going to reverse the analog controls. So the directions, left is right, right is left, up is down, down is up, but also B is A is B, X is Y, and Y is X. It is awful.
All right, let's see if I can get this even with the reverse controls.
All right, we need to not hit the goal ring. Okay, perfect. There is a second big...
No, big. I thought he would oops on the ledge at least. Come on.
Very unfortunate timing for a reverse trap, but now our controls are correct once again.
Yeah, these traps are definitely going to waste a lot of time. Most of them you can mitigate, but ones like that are incredibly difficult. Oh, no.
Do you have a quick moment for a very important donation?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Because I don't know if anybody's been looking at the donation total, but we got a $10,000 donation from the Yeti.
Let's go.
Thank you so much, Yeti. And they say, hey all, Yeti here. We're excited for day 3 of Speedrunning Excellence. A quick shout out to all of our contributing artists for our official SGDQ 2025 collection. Thank you to Kay Duffels, Mikoto, Drew, Natasha, Brian, Gazola, Zone, Nicole, Kristen, Lucy, and of course, LLK. If you'd like to peruse their arts and support MSF with a T or two, head to theyeti.com to shop the collection. Proceeds from every item sold directly benefit MSF. Also, Big the Cat!
Woo! So one of the things you just saw there that I just completed was a mission 3, which is the find the hidden Chao in a stage. Typically you would need the Mystic Melody for that, but again, as stated, Shadow doesn't really need any of his upgrades. Actually, you're doing my jungle. Let me do a different stage. But you don't really need his upgrades to do that. We can just do a spin dash jump to get to the top of the bridge and get the Chao. I'll do Aquatic Mine.
Yeah, it's really cool because some of the tech, I mean, a lot of the tech that you're going to see in this is stuff that you would never see in a speed run. So this being showcased at a GDQ is really cool because even if you're somebody who's played Sonic Adventure 2 so many times, you're bound to see something you've never seen before in this archipelago.
Like this big.
Yeah. I did not know this guy was here.
Yeah, I swear they put the big locations. You need the Prima guide.
Oh, there's an upgrade.
There we go.
There we go.
Nice.
Need to see some more of those.
So the flame ring is going to allow Sonic to break those steel containers. So there definitely are a few checks that's going to be helpful for. It's also going to open up a good portion of Crazy Gadget later.
Speaking of, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Huge.
Let's see what to do. Let's do Green Forest.
So I'm going to go ahead and do my boss gate here to unlock some more stages.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. This is M3M1. There's going to be something I'm going to do on the second time around in this mission, a strat I want to show off.
Yes, very happy that the seed had this, so Emerldd gets to show off a nice little strat. But well, more on that later.
More on that later.
We're
Yeah.
about to oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So the missions, so basically the missions are randomized. There is a little bit of a caveat. Mission 1 is always going to be get to the end, you know, normal Sonic stuff. Mission 2 is collect 100 rings. Mission 3, as M said, find the lost Chao. Mission 4 is the same one with a timer, and then Mission 5 is hard mode. Hard mode is only accessible for the hunting levels, but basically all those missions are going to be randomized. So those are like what it pulls from for each given level.
And
That's
so,
what you can expect.
And so we just got another progression upgrade on the side of Emerldd there, the Knuckles sunglasses. That is going to allow Knuckles to put those sunglasses on and find invisible objects. So definitely that's going to open up some checks later on.
So this is an example of where we're going to have to get a little creative here. There's a Big the Cat that's far off to the side. I'm going to do a slope jump, spin dash jump there.
This is the leap of faith.
I bet you've never seen this one
And
before.
there's Big the Cat.
It's big.
Yeah, that jump is a lot scarier than it looks. The camera does not agree with you if you try to turn it to make it a little easier. And then we're going to do something really similar here to get this Chow mission done. There's
Now with a horrible camera.
yeah, with the famous Sonic Adventure 2 camera, please.
Also, shout out to City Escape.
There we go.
Oh, City Escape.
The GOAT.
All right.
Huge. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a full run of City Escape here and get just about every check in one go. The only other one that I can't get right now is that upgrade in the iron boxes. I actually need the bounce ability to get that. I really hope that's not anything important. Obviously, I can't get that now, but I have no idea when I'm going to get the bounce. And this is some of the fastest checks I have, so we're just going to go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, it always feels bad when you've got to go back for a single check that takes a minute and a half, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Sometimes that's what it calls for, but hopefully not today.
That's the gamble that you sometimes have to take with Archipelago.
So there's another Big the Cat coming on the side of Dawn here.
This is my favorite, right
Very
here.
easy to miss.
He's T-posing.
Sonic, where are you walking?
All right, coming up here is the trick I was just talking about, Green Forest Wall Run. I'll kind of maybe try to explain it after I do it because it is a really difficult trick, but we'll see what happens here.
So close.
Are we going again?
Close. Sure, I'll show it one more time. The check's right there.
Yeah!
Let's go, Emerldd.
That's all right. I have to go back and set the camera again by hitting the spring because the camera doesn't like to agree with us after we go past a certain point.
Looking good.
Okay.
And
Let's go! That trick is so much harder than it looks, and M just made it look easy.
yeah. So the way that works is actually all of the loops in this game, there's a trigger that sets your speed, and you need Sonic to be going fast enough to be able to clear the loop. So we use that while also changing Sonic's gravity to being sideways. That's why we get on the side of the loop. So down is sideways, and then we use the speed from the loop speed to run up the tree and skip that huge section there. And I got the air shoes for
Hey,
it,
you
so
know
it
what?
was nice.
Good thing you saved White Jungle.
Yeah, of course, yeah, actually. Where did that go? There you are.
This is the only time this upgrade is actually going to help.
Yeah, there's a jump that is a little bit annoying to have to make because we have to go down and check the upgrade. But if we don't have the air shoes, that jump becomes really hard. Otherwise, yeah, there is the Trail of Rings that help you through. So
Really hard, says the guy that like never misses.
okay, well, I could mess it up on stage.
Now they'll never know.
Also, just to divert your attention a little bit on Dawn's screen, Dawn got a mission 2, which is collect 100 rings. But what Dawn is actually going to do is utilize the back ring. If you get hit in these levels as hunting, a ring spawns that can take you to the start of the level. And a lot of these levels only have like 100 and some change rings, so the routing is not really intuitive. But what the back ring allows you to do is pretty much collect half of the rings, and then once you enter the back ring, it all like resets. So just like a really good showcase of routing from both of these runners. That's like an experience thing for sure.
Yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Back
Dawn.
ring's super nice on that stage just because there's so many scattered rings. It is like a deceptively big stage, Pumpkin Hill. All right, and we have yet another Big the Cat. This is one that I found growing up. Only a few of them, but look at this guy. He's just hiding here.
Do you have time for a Pumpkin Hill related donation?
Absolutely.
Because I got $50 for you from Chaos Ahoy Hoy, who says, what's your favorite Knuckles lyric? And why is it, unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle? I'd rather flex my muscles.
Oh, we got a Pokemon trap.
Pokemon.
Okay, I need to count the
Audience,
Porygon.
help.
Okay, I think I've only seen one. Shout out to Porygon.
Shout out to Porygon.
Okay, yeah, this is good. Wait, huh? 2. Okay, thank you, audience. You got
Okay.
me. Let's
Thank you,
go.
audience.
You're the goat.
Huge.
Shout outs to the crowd. Couldn't do without them.
Honestly, yeah, I would have gotten that wrong.
Ooh, okay, so I just got a really good progression item. I got Knuckles Shovel Claws.
Nice.
Which is going to open up a lot of checks. It makes hunting so much easier. Like, those are already the fastest checks that we can do. Big.
Yeah, hunting ends up really being good for fast checks, but the hard part is you do need a lot of upgrades for the hunting levels or else you can't get said checks. So the runners really try to put those off until they get at least a couple of Knuckles or Rouge upgrades.
Yeah, the game actually locks you out of being able to progress through a lot of those stages until you get the dig ability. You actually need to dig for certain pieces, and it will not let you continue until you get those. Like Pumpkin Hill, I'm going to have to come back to that.
Also, I know we had that donation for our favorite Knuckles lyric, but I want to open it up to everybody at home. What is your favorite mission/stage in this game? We're going to say ours on stage, and make sure to give some donations in for yours, and we're curious to know. I'm going to start if that's fine. So my favorite, I mean, I love Pyramid Cave. Pyramid Cave, can't go wrong with Pyramid Cave, but my least favorite, if you've ever tried to beat this game 100%, you know Eternal Engine Mission 5, bane of our existence. What about you, Savac?
My favorite would definitely be Final Chase Skipless. Love that stage. And as far as stages I do not like, or missions rather, Final Rush Mission 2, specifically when you speedrun it. Casually, not so bad. Speedrunning though, oof, do not like.
I'll say for me that, honestly, like, I'm sure many of you at home played the Mission 5s for the mech stages, as, like, Hex was talking about. As that Lost Colony M5 is my least favorite one because there's, like, platforms at the very beginning of the stage that you can accidentally shoot, and you'll fall down immediately and die. The game's, like, really trying to mess with you with that one, and it always frustrated me.
It's so troll.
But my favorite mission is definitely Pyramid Cave Mission 1, the one you play in the story. It's just fast. It's, you know, it's my favorite to speedrun as well, so...
Yeah, I would say my least favorite is definitely, at least growing up, was Final Chase M4. It is what single-handedly stopped me from getting 180 emblems because I could not beat it no matter what I did. I would say as a speedrun, Green Forest is my favorite because Wall Run is just so cool. I'm glad I got to show it off. But yeah, let us know at home what's your favorite stages, or least favorite if you have a terrible childhood memory like myself.
Okay, let's do this.
While people are working on those answers, would you like some other lovely donations you have? Because you have so many lovely donations from community
Yes,
members.
Go for it.
Let it rip.
I've got $25 for you from Vivianite, who says, hello to M, Dawn, Savac, and Hex from the crowd. So happy to see Archipelago Rando on GDQ. You've worked so hard. Good luck finding those emeralds. Also, huge shout out to the Archipelago community for their incredible contributions. Less than 3.
Yeah, that's actually a really good segue because in the crowd, we have the developers for Sonic Adventure 2 Randomizer here watching the run, and we're just honored to have them here because they produce such a good thing. That's so fun, and honestly, if you're watching this run and you're like, this looks really cool, I want to try it, but oh, it looks so hard. It is extremely customizable. You can make the settings as easy or as difficult as you want, and honestly, it's a really good time. So if this interests you, it's so down to earth, and you can jump in with little to no experience.
Absolutely. The Archipelago is also not just SA2 as well. You can connect it with a ton of other games. There's a ridiculous list that's going on, so definitely check it out. Also, yeah, shout out to Raspberry and Porygon right behind us.
Yeah, we'll give proper shout outs later, but those, yeah, glad that they could join us.
And honestly, shout out to the actual SA2 Archipelago community. They found a couple of the strats that we could not figure out, so they're actually sick for that.
Honestly. All right, so I'm on to my next boss gate here, Flying Dog. We're actually going to just stun lock him in the corner. For some reason, if you face him towards the outside of the stage, he just stays in the same exact spot and makes it really easy for us to beat him very quickly.
Yeah, one of the tricks you might have just seen me do is I just flew through the wall there. It's something called monitor clip. While we activate that hint there, it makes it solid, and then we can stand up against the wall and do a spiral upper to just very barely nudge us into the wall and fly all the way to Ghost Room. It's just some really fast routing there for that.
Yeah, I know I said that going out of bounds is not within hard logic, but as long as they can actually get somewhere inbounds, they are free to clip out wherever they want just to save time.
you want to divert your attention to Emerldd screen, he's going to be doing a clip in a little bit to grab an upgrade that you're meant to unlock in a slower, more tedious way. And it's going to look really cool. What Em is going to do is there's like a little bit of a shutter on the steel tower, and underneath it, you're supposed to hit a switch to open it up. But what Em is going to do is just slide right through, and it's going to be really cool once he does it. So keep an eye out for that.
Also, shout out to this Big the Cat. Why did he
double
get
big?
locked up?
Double big! Woo! Free, bro.
The audience loves the double.
It's like a double
big.
rainbow.
And we got a double shield from those couple.
Double shield. Wait, is it the same thing?
They're both holding shields. How is that possible?
All right,
so
this
you're-
clip is semi-precise.
Gotta get the speed and run into it. There we go.
There we go.
Ancient Light.
All right, so not a super helpful upgrade.
Not a very exciting upgrade. but
We
an
are not
upgrade
in go
nonetheless.
mode.
Not in go mode. But now I can just play the mission normally.
I think we have time for a donation or two, Pippy, if you want to read one off.
Oh, I would love to. Here's $25 for you from Lingo, who says, a message for Emerldd, Dawn, Savac, and Hex. You're all great. Less than 3.
Thank you.
Thank
Lingo.
you. Appreciate it, Lingo.
Do you have time for a few more?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Because here's $5 from Hib, who says, best of luck, gamers. Thoroughly enjoying comms from Hex, Savac, and Gabe. Get him some lozenges. You've wrapped up this super cool run.
I think we have to explain. Gabe is the very loud person in the crowd.
If you
Thank
hear
you,
somebody
Gabe.
more than anybody else, it's Gabe, and he's the hype man of
Yeah.
of the crowd for sure.
100%.
One of just the most supportive people that I've ever met. So shout outs to Gabe for always bringing the hype.
Yeah, super sweet guy. Gabe.
Oh, wait. Did Dawn get an Emerldd?
I did.
Nice.
Ooh.
First Chaos Emerald. Let's
First
go.
Chaos Emerald of the run. So yeah, those are scattered, and that's the win condition. So the more Emeralds that each runner gets, the better.
Ooh. Which character is known to have met the President of the United States in person? Sonic.
Yeah.
In
so-
person is crazy.
Right there, one of the trivia traps. There's going to be another trap coming up.
Can I do this?
My personal favorite, the math trap. And I'm going to make a little wager here. So I'm a math guy. I graduated with a math degree. For every math trap that comes up, Dawn and Em are going to throw it to me. If I get it wrong, it's $20. But if I get them all right, it's $50.
Speaking
at the
of,
end. 27 and 36. I think it's 44?
Wait,
Please?
44.
No. Well, that's $20.
Great example.
All right, you
right
know what?
there.
Hey, listen.
The game was
Even I make mistakes.
Wait, what was the answer? 45.
It's close.
Thank you from the audience. All right. Also, I'm going to be making my own wager for every death I take, including that one. It's going to be $5 from myself. So, and that's just my deaths, by the way, not counting M's. I'm not trying to break the bank that much. If anyone would like to join me at home as well, feel free.
that's tough.
No.
I swear they move that Emerldd every time.
Yeah.
This gold beetle is so mean.
Do you have time for some quick donations to tell you about their favorite levels?
Ooh, yes. Go
Absolutely.
for it.
Go for it.
Because we've got $10 from Riley Hopkins, who says, you know, Final Hazard is my favorite level. Being like 8 and seeing that stuff for the first time, you just can't beat it.
We'll probably see that one.
We also got $25 from Tolohawk, who says, my favorite SA2 mission is Metal Harbor. That music is jamming.
Very good level.
Shout out to the
WP.
music in SA2, and just in general, it's great.
Very good soundtrack.
One of the best of all time. Speaking of headquarters,
Yeah, all the Rouge music in this game is great, honestly. I mean, all the music in general, but Rouge is one of my favorites.
Rouge in particular is actually, I think, my favorite stage music in the game. So jazzy.
So this is a good example of basically dipping into a stage. Headquarters Mission 3 is going to require the Mystic Melody, so we don't have that yet, but there are several really quick checks, so he's just going to get those and leave.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, Dawn showcasing that Shadow's Mystic Melody. Not needed. You can just skip it right there. Usually you're meant to play the Mystic Melody to get up there, but again, there's pretty much a workaround for every Shadow upgrade. Also, M getting one of the craziest bigs in the game.
Where is he?
Where is he? I'll show him before I leave.
Yeah, he's up high.
Oh, Pong Trap.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Big the Cat's all the way up there hanging from the flower. Let's see. Cityscape.
Survived the Pong trap successfully while playing Skyrail. Let's go.
Thank you, Gabe. I think.
Gotta be Gabe. Skyrail is one of the best stages in Archipelago, honestly, because there's so many quick checks, and you don't need a single upgrade to do everything here in Hard Logic. So we love to see that as runners.
Oh, ramp skip.
Ramp skip. That saved time, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can confirm.
Ooh, light shoes. That's a really nice one, getting the light dash.
Yeah, that's very useful for sure.
Yeah,
It also just helps.
There's a lot of missions in this game that that are M2 where you have a trail of rings with the speed characters that make them way, way, way faster to have light dash.
All right, so I'm doing a bit of a risky check right now. I'm going to go ahead and try to complete Aquatic Mine M4 with no shovel claws.
Oh.
It's possible, but not likely. So we'll see.
I believe.
It'll be really helpful if it does work. Let's go for some three-piece checks. Nothing. Unfortunate.
Can I give you a very special donation that's really relevant?
Go for it.
I've got $25 for you from Sister Iris, who says, good luck, Dawn and Em. Super excited for you both, and the run's going to be great. Here's hoping at least one of you gets an early dig upgrade.
I did. I got it.
One of us did.
The blessing.
Unfortunately, I was able to finish the stage, so it worked out.
Nice.
Good, good.
I did not expect that to work.
Yeah, that was a bit risky, but I figured I was going to be here. May as well go for it.
I'll grab
And
it just in case.
the nice one with these stages is you can get so many of these checks so fast in the Knuckles stages. And unfortunately, that can be a trap sometimes.
Upgrades.
Largest number of upgrades.
I think it's Knuckles, right?
Sonic or Eggman?
Oh, Sonic.
Okay.
Sonic.
Yeah. When in doubt, go with the title character. It's usually a good bet.
I gotta fight back the truck. Go back. There we go.
Oh, we win these every day.
He unlocked the power of flight with this check. And actually,
Wait, we do not win these.
Oh, thanks for the 20 rings. That's actually helpful.
Are you in the M2?
I am.
Oh, let's go.
That's nice.
That's actually something we can like actually sort of route in a way where it's like if we're in between stages and you know somebody gets 20 rings at the end of it to give to the other person, then we can just make that M2 a little bit easier and a little bit faster.
One cool thing I'm going to do here is usually you need the sunglasses to do this mission quickly, but there's actually this hidden capsule here, just hidden behind the pillar. I imagine most people have never seen that one, but it helps so much for M2, it's basically mandatory. All right.
I think probably gonna make a donation or two.
Donation time for sure.
I would love to share a donation or two. I've got $25 for you from Illegally Sam, who is helping you from the audience. They say, this is the easiest Emerldd hunt of my life. He's right there on stage.
Wait, it's true.
That's me. Thank you, Sam.
Do you have time for a couple more?
Of course, yeah, go for it.
Wonderful. Here's $100 for you from one David J, who says, hey, Em and Dawn. David here from the back couch area with so many of your friends who are here supporting both of you for this run. I'm so happy that you both get to show off this game that you've put so much work in, and I'm excited for the run. And thanks to everyone who helped reach the Big the Cat incentive, less than 3.
Yeah, if I can just take a moment to just talk about these two runners up on the stage. These two are some of the most talented and even just as people, some of the greatest people that I've ever met. For them to get this opportunity is nothing short of just deserved for how much work both of them have put in. And it's super cool to see both of these guys get their opportunity that they have worked so hard for. Yeah, and just, again, thank you guys for letting me be a part of it.
That's super sweet, man. Thank you so much.
Man, I'm feeling the love right now.
I do believe I just saw a bounce bracelet for Sonic.
Huge.
Yeah, as soon as I got bounce bracelet, I said it's time.
Oh, Hex, you know what that means, right?
And I have to ask.
I'll try it.
Let's get a hex skip going.
I'll go for it.
Yeah, basically. So I'll give a little bit of a lore on Hex Skip. So in Pyramid Cave, it's one of the most technical levels in the speedrun. And later on, a staple skip that most runners do is called Snake Skip, where you do a gravity bounce on the snake to get to a later part in the level. But there's actually an alternative strat called Hex Skip, one of my favorite strats, not biased at all. But what it basically does is instead of doing a gravity bounce on a snake, you're going to do a gravity bounce using loop speed, and it's going to let you end up later in the level. It looks really, really cool, but it's so much harder than it looks. So if M can pull this off, that's just like a testament to how freaking great he is at this game. But yeah, no, it's super cool because you can't do it without the bounce bracelet. So
yeah, we'll
really
give it a try.
lucky.
It's going to be really funny because I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit to still get the gold beetle, but I do want to show off the trick. I'm just kind of saying that as a mental note to myself.
I failed the Pokemon knowledge day.
All right, here it comes.
Oh,
All right, Hex, walk us through this.
Yeah, so basically M right here is going to land on this wall, and then he's going to do a spin dash, and then do a gravity bounce twice.
Oh, too low.
Too low.
So
It
close.
pretty much almost got it there, just the height, but I mean, you know, that was close. It's close. But yeah, you see the skip, it is very hard, and guess how much time it saves? 2 seconds.
Yes!
But a wise person once told me,
Bounced off the snake.
That is mean.
You got
that
scammed.
was,
In an effort to not waste too much time, I'm just going to go for the normal snake skip now,
I consider
but
that a win.
Well, now you kind of get to see both.
You see the vision?
Yeah.
Because this skip is cool too. Look at that.
Yeah, so, I mean, pretty much got it there. I think that you got a Hex Speedrun seal of approval, Em. Good job.
Thank you, Hex.
I hope to get that one day.
Savac, you know you always have the Hex Speedrun seal of approval.
Yes!
That's what really counts here.
But yeah, no, I talked about the runners. My co-commentator, Savac, over here, one of just the most knowledgeable people on this game. Just a wealth of information on this game, and just a really knowledgeable person in general. Always able to answer any questions that people have with this game and explains it in such a way that anyone can understand. So Savac's done a lot, especially for me explaining things. So big shout outs to Savac.
Aw, thank you, Hex.
So I'm having a bit of an evil seed here. Some of these missions are a little bit brutal, but I'm going to go for Pyramid Cave M2. The unfortunate part is I don't have Bounce Bracelet like M. We're going to get double Pyramid Cave. Let's go.
Double M2, I believe.
Yeah, what's funny is I also don't have an upgrade. I don't have Light Dash, so I have to be...
Oh, God.
I have your Light Dash and you have my Bounce Bracelet.
you can see how this would be kind of annoying in some parts.
Which one wins? Which upgrade is better?
I mean, this is really the beauty of Archipelago, though. We have to see creativity from the runners. This is not how this is supposed to be played. This is not how you'll ever see it in a 180. But they are making it work.
Yeah, I mean, just you see how good these runners are at doing the best with what they have at any given time. And just their routing, like I said, it's something that you kind of don't know the full scope until you actually do an Archipelago. Because as somebody who gets insane decision paralysis, seeing these guys' brains work at speeds that I can't even comprehend is just so impressive.
Yeah, there's so much to break down in terms of routing, trying to figure out like what's the fastest check to do, because ultimately we want to get each other upgrades and the ability to unlock more stages, right? So trying to get the checks as quick as possible is the most important thing here.
And that's why we kind of alluded to a little bit earlier, but there's certain checks that just take way too long. They will do them if they have to, but they certainly will not prioritize them. That's why I think we saw some cart earlier, which is over 2 minutes for one check. That's for the end.
Yeah, those are some of those checks where you only do them unless they're absolutely necessary. It is a randomizer, but speed is the top priority. So, you know, you really want to put off those missions until they're absolutely necessary.
If all goes well, we won't see it.
You know, I made a terrible error right now. I almost forgot about our best friend coming up very
Who is
slowly.
Hold.
Yeah! What are you doing up there?
He's just vibing, having a wonderful time.
I can't tell if it's really beautiful or really scary that Big the Cat's watching over us all.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, you know what? I have Route 101, Route 101 M2. So this is actually a good excuse for a kart stage that is quick. This is a sub-minute mission. We don't actually have to play through the whole thing, which is normally like 2+ minutes. So
Wait.
wait. Yeah, so kart racing, the handling is actually quite rough in this game. So what you'll see me be doing is just constantly snaking. So I'm in like a constant drift state, and our goal here is to get 20 rings to get a boost. It's a little bit more complicated than that. It's like a point system, but we don't have to go into all that.
Yeah. Thankfully, we talked about the kart levels kind of just being like a momentum killer, but the missions too are always like just around a minute, so you don't really feel the effects of that.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I would actually like to do. Oh, I just missed a trail. It's all right.
Thankfully, you know, if we can avoid any mission 3s or mission 4s, if you play this game casually, I think you remember those. Those are don't hit the walls, don't hit the cars. Really, don't want to touch those with like a 10-foot pole unless we have to.
What's crazy is because Emerldd went for hex skip, we saw hex skip, snake skip, and because Dawn doesn't have bounce, we got to see skipless. We have seen it all today.
The many shades of Pyramid Cave.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, Final Rush.
Ooh, the Sonic Magic Gloves.
Magic Gloves.
All
All right, we're go mode.
Go mode.
For sure. Oh, trivia?
Who created Shadow? Gerald.
It's got to be Chaos, right?
No. This is M2, right? Hey, Savac, your favorite mission?
No. No.
This one is brutal because there's just long stretches of no rings at all, and even when you're playing it normally, they're just scattered everywhere.
Yeah, thankfully, runners don't have to get an A rank for these levels, but the A rank timing for this level is just, it's so unnecessarily tight that it's just annoying.
Yeah, I'm actually taking this so careful because I don't want to die. I've definitely done a light dash there and fallen off the side, so.
You know, I will say, though, doing it as fast as possible, probably not even worth it right now because we do have a check coming up if we delay completion of this mission. And it is a doozy.
Yeah, it's the gold beetle here. There's a rail. I'm sure you're familiar with the rails in Final Rush where they're like kind of vertical rails. You're supposed to homing attack or bounce into them. And there's this gold beetle that spawns really high up in the air, and it's a little scary to do the bounce way to get the most height because you can go too high and not have proper height. So I'm gonna be. This should be good. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's just...
There we go.
Nice.
I made that look easy. It's pretty hard. I can't lie.
That's like the worst golden beetle in the game, honestly. I promise you.
Oh, hey. Sonic's Mystic Melody was in Final Rush. That's like almost vanilla.
Yeah?
Practically, yeah. Not in the upgrade spot, but...
What do they call that? French vanilla?
French vanilla, yeah.
That's a good name for it.
I think it is actually the name.
Okay, I got the hammer gloves. That's
nice. Yeah, that's good. Now M can break those iron boxes with Knuckles. I think it's Knuckles. Yeah, it's Knuckles. Also, I had something I was going to say, and I forgot about it.
Can I buy you some time to think about it?
Yes,
by
please, Pippi.
sharing some love from our fabulous donors? Because I've got $5 here from Shovel Claws, who says, and if we get a $2.5 million donation by the end of this run, Dawn and Emerldd will do a 24-hour-long run of every mainline 3D Sonic game. We can get there, chat. So proud of y'all.
You know what?
Less than 3.
For that much money, absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. It's for charity.
Do you have time for one more?
Go for it.
Because here's $25 from Yoshi Sonic, who said, I made it just in time to throw tomatoes at M. I'm happy to be here once again for another year. Good luck to both runners.
Let's go.
Is the luck for dodging the tomatoes? I just need
It sounds
to know.
like it. I'm going to need it. I'm not as coordinated.
Also, yeah, shout out to Shovel Claws. Me and Emma have both done challenges where we try to beat every 3D mainline Sonic game as fast as we can. I spent like a whole year last year doing that. If you've seen my content, that is my main thing. So I'm just going to shout that out now. Go check out that video. That's like my magnum opus.
Yeah.
Every 3D mainline Sonic game in 24 hours. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Dawn recently, I mean, I don't know if it was recently, but was just producing banger after banger on YouTube. If you like Sonic Adventure 2 speedrunning, if you just like Sonic Adventure 2 in general, and you like those video essays, Dawn's content is perfect for you. That YouTube channel will keep you entertained for hours and hours. So if that interests you, definitely go check it out. And yeah, I can't vouch for it enough.
This is scary. Okay,
homing
we're
attack.
all right.
How have you occurred to me?
We both had very scary moments there, but you know what? We'll get through
That's
it.
fine. I got to check here.
And I'm actually getting to show off Savic's favorite,
Yes.
skipless final chase.
It is so true. And this is a really cool mission to show off, too. I know I was talking about how nothing is required in terms of progression upgrades for Shadow. I believe we are in Final Chase Mission 3. Is that correct?
Yes.
So because we're in hard logic, normally we're going to need the air shoes, which is our light dash, as well as the Mystic Melody. But with some very careful platforming, Dawn is going to be able to complete this mission. So I'll point it out when we get there. We just got to go and collect this upgrade and make it to the end of the stage.
Yeah, and this is normally where you would get the Mystic Melody, but obviously we're in Archipelago. That does not go here. And so I'm going to have to complete this without the Mystic Melody. If you saw the daily recap earlier, I was explaining that it's not super easy, but we're going to go ahead and give it a shot anyway.
Also,
It's big!
Let's go.
There is no way outside of Archipelago that I would have ever known that he was up here. Oh, there we go. A Chaos Emerald.
nice. All right, so both runners at 1 apiece.
Yo. That's like the craziest big I've ever seen. I never knew that one existed, and I already know there's someone going to the comment section on YouTube to say, hey, I found that when I was younger.
Yeah, again, just the big locations and even the Golden Beetle locations of this game are put in such places that you would never think to look. That, again, I'm convinced that it was just so you buy the Prima guide.
And speaking of bigs that you've probably never seen, we've got one coming up in the next 3 seconds.
Yeah, and you're still not going to see it until I show it off after this, but I promise you he's there.
He is in the tube.
Let's see if we can get a good shot of Big here. You can see his ears? There you go.
There he is. Nice.
Like, how do you find that? Whoa. Gravity tubes being gravity tubes, classic.
Oops.
Oh, that is actually an incredible dodge.
okay.
That enemy could have killed you.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is that enemy right there is like the #1 op when it comes to anybody who's done like a 180 run of this game, or if you want to do this level, because if you die, you have no rings for that section, and I guarantee you that enemy will snipe you at least a couple times.
All right, so here we go. Dawn is going to stand on this railing and do a very tight spin dash jump to this spring. Ooh,
So
okay.
close.
It's very tight, but if we do it from the right side, I know it looks like it'd be closer. There is a camera trigger. It makes it nearly impossible. So we've got to do it from the left. So we're going to line up and do it one more time. And also, I see we have King Boom Boo here. This is one of the more mean bosses to get in an Archipelago, just given that you do need the Shovel Claws upgrade. Shout out to Shovel Claws.
It just donated.
True.
Do you have a moment for a quick update and also some lovely donations?
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Maybe in like a couple
yeah.
seconds.
Okay.
So
Oh,
wait,
Dawn is
wait.
going to be lining up to hit this spring again. And there it is. So we're not done yet. We are going to land on the top of this pulley. From here, we're going to do a spin dash jump across the gap. Now we are safe. Now we can complete the mission. And now we've got some time for some donos.
Yes.
Wonderful. I just wanted to point out that, first of all, we have reached $440,000.
Yes!
Nice.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your lovely donations. And I also wanted to share with you some favorite stages from our lovely donors. We got $25 from Minnie, who says, favorite stage? Definitely Crazy Gadget.
It's a good one.
We also have $5 from Hats Off. I would prefer to keep my hat on, thank you. Who says, I've never played a Sonic game, but my wife says her least favorite level is something about pumpkin, digging
no.
up stupid emeralds or something. I don't know. Thank you so much, everyone.
The crowd didn't like that one.
Nah.
Would they like another one? Would they like a different take to react to?
Let's try it.
Because we got $15 from Azure Yoshi, who says, my favorite speed SA2 level is White Jungle. I always feel my flow state hit its max there. Also, really looking forward to the Birth by Sleep speedrun.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get some love for Sora, which is actually Big the Cat. I think Big the Cat. Exactly.
All right, so clearly if you want the audience on your side, just talk about Big.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a good
pretty
item.
That sounds like such a neat speed tech. I'm using that.
So we did just get a very crucial progression upgrade. That was the Tails booster. That is basically how Tails hovers, and that opens up almost everything in terms of stages that can be completed. Not every check, but at least completing stages.
Yeah, Tails is one of those things where if you don't have that hover, doing levels is actually just impossible. Like other characters you can manage, but for mech, it's cooked.
All right, so I'm actually going ahead and skipping the upgrade planet because since I don't have the iron boots, I'm actually not gonna be...
Always remember to be yourself.
True.
So true.
My goodness.
But yeah, I actually used a trick here to go ahead and skip up here because it normally locks you onto the upgrade planet. But we want to go ahead and get these checks as fast as possible, not leave them for later. Also, shout out to Dave version of Pumpkin Hill on screen right now.
And it's basically the same stage.
Oh, well, I guess.
Okay, we needed the right? Just in case.
Just
for
in
this,
case.
Gold beetle here.
But I have to die anyway because it's the M3.
Oh,
I'm really glad I went for
nice.
that.
We are back.
Can I? No, I'm not even going to try to navigate it backwards, actually. That would take way too much time. So ideally, I didn't want to hit that check so I could get an intentional death so that I could spawn at the checkpoint that's here. But this is really not that far into the stage. It's not that big of a deal because we're going to get the chow.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We actually have a nice strat. Dawn already did it, but we didn't really get a chance to talk about it. So we'll quickly point out. So what he's going to do here, he's going to get on the edge of this slope here and do a very tight spin dash jump all the way up, and that avoids needing the Mystic Melody. Again, upgrades, convenient, not required. And a little bit of a hiccup there, but we got this.
And we made
Listen, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
It's true.
Thank you, Hex.
May I share a fun donation?
Go for it.
Here's $75 from Hex's biggest fans. Yay! They didn't say anything. They just wanted to share with you $75 of fanship.
I think that's my family, actually.
Oh,
Thank you,
so
guys.
awesome. Shout out to the Hex family.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do Eternal Engine here. It's a bit of a long stage. It's probably one of the longest stages in the archipelago, but I can get all of the checks in one go, which is going to be really helpful for us. And I may as well do it now instead since I got the Tails booster. All right.
Yeah, and I think
Do we have a bazooka?
We do not, actually. That's true.
Ooh, we may not be finishing this.
Yeah, that's right.
tank clip. Any tank
I was
clippers?
thinking about that.
Yeah, Eternal Engine, even though I said that I didn't like Mission 5, it is just a really cool level in general because there's a lot of clip outs you can do. I think there's like at least 2 that I know. I mean, both typically seen in like a speed run, but you know, it's always cool when you can do those skips in an archipelago because it just makes the routing cooler.
So we've got another, I know it looked easy the first time we saw it. This is actually a crazy difficult mission here, Final Chase Mission 2.
Let's see if I can do it from back here. There we go.
Nice backup.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, we got this.
Yeah, it's really awkward having to fight this slope here. Slopes are not intended to be going up in this game. All right, there we go.
The
Feel a lot
slope
better.
put up a good fight.
And I'll just get this guy before he decides he wants to fight me again.
Yeah, those artificial chaos. I don't think I've ever met somebody who hasn't had an issue with that enemy casually, even in speedruns.
Even in speedruns.
Yeah, no matter the character, you just can't really deal with them very well. They're really tough. Ooh. All right, 20 rings.
20 rings?
That's not very helpful right now.
Yeah,
I would love 20 rings if you want to send that my way
know.
right now, man.
I wish I could have gifted them to you.
All right.
probably have time for a donation or 2.
Oh, we're clapping.
Oh.
I would be happy to give you a donation or 2. Here's $50 from Anonymous who says, gotta go fast towards that $450,000. I agree. Also, the shouts to Sonic's brand of rock music. Beautiful. I love it. I also have $25 for you from Pika Lax Alt who says, Cat Big the, Cat Big the.
Cat Big the.
Beautiful, using that speed tech.
These tubes, sometimes they don't work. I hate to admit it because I always tell people they do. Sometimes they don't
So it's
work.
a lie. It's propaganda.
I've been lying for 7 years.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take this a little safer here this time.
There we go. All right, I don't know how the Lost Chow got up here. I don't get it. Like, can it also fly?
I think you just can jump from tube to tube.
Sometimes they get
hops.
wings.
I guess he's just sick
That
of
is
it like
true.
that. Does this guy have wings? No, I have no clue.
Yeah, if you are a Chow enjoyer,
yeah,
you can actually turn on a setting in Archipelago for the win condition being a Chow. So it really does just have something for everybody for this game.
The Eggman protective armor, that'll surely come in handy.
Yep.
More health, yes.
You know? Oh, that's
Oh,
actually-
Oh, okay, that's
Nice.
actually a good one.
It really is, yeah.
Having large cannon, I mean, it's really useful for the speedrun.
All right, and I'm going to be doing the M5. I don't know if we've been able to show this off so far, but the hunting M5s are actually set emeralds instead of randomized, like they are normally. So we do have a set route for it, but it is the hard mode, so these are annoying. This one, you could just spiral, though. I don't know why that works. It's kind of ridiculous.
I think it's just close enough there.
And we are going to be getting this set entirely out of order. Since these are set emeralds, we have a specific route that we can take. We know where they're going to be every time. Tiny.
Tiny.
He's so small.
He's tiny, man.
I love Knuckles Tiny in this result screen.
He's just a little boy.
Stanced up.
He's small but mighty.
Do you have time for a bit more love from the community?
Of
yeah,
course.
for it.
Always.
I've got $10 from Papa Bear, who says, Speed ran airport to GDQ any percent to get here in time for this run. Great to see the boys, Dawn, Savac, and Hex again.
Shout out to Papa Bear.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for speed running, following local traffic laws.
I hope so.
Got time for one more?
Go for it.
I got $10 from Supersonic, who says, Hey, Em and Dawn, it's so cool to see both of you on stage showcasing this amazing archipelago for Sonic Adventure 2. Much love to you both and the Sonic community.
Shout out to Supersonic.
Yeah, Supersonic had the opener for this event, and Supersonic just killed it. I saw that run from the crowd. It was just a masterpiece. So big shout out to Supersonic for opening up this event, and thanks for the support.
Absolutely, and everybody should go check out the GDQ YouTube to go watch that live. Such a good run.
That was an amazing run, yeah.
It was so
It's really good.
Also, speaking of other Sonic games in the event, can I share one more for you?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Because here's $5 from Katie4. We love to hear love for Katie4, who says, Hi, Dawn. Would you eat an upside-down pizza slice if you could? What's up, Emerldd?
100%.
Love you both. And then a cute little cat face.
Thank
I mean,
you, Katie.
pizza is pizza.
That's what I'm saying.
Katie for the legend of Sonic Adventure 2. She is insanely talented at this game.
Yeah, KD4 is absolutely the GOAT of this game. I would argue of all 3D Sonic speedrunning, but that's a little bit more contentious. Like I mentioned my YouTube channel before, half of my videos are about KD4's accomplishments. It's not an exaggeration. She's that good.
Or maybe one more while our runners decide their next move.
Yeah.
Sure thing. I've got $300 here for you from Appleseed EXM, who says, I was not really sure for which run I'd donate this year, but your archipelago run is just so much fun and everyone is so wholesome. This has to be the perfect occasion. Keep up the awesome energy and much love to all of you. Less than 3.
Oh, I don't know.
Thank you so much.
All right, we have a crazy hard Big the Cat check coming up here for Emerldd. So
Yeah, what we're going to try to do here is I'm going to actually try to get this enemy to hit me backwards because we don't have the hover. So I get onto this fence here.
that was the easy part.
That was the easy
Not
part.
over yet.
So now I have to,
Yeah.
the camera is fighting against you there, and you have to do a very smooth transition in the air to maintain that speed so you can get up to the top of the roof here. So I'm going to do this again.
Yeah, I would say the worst part about this check is that you actually need to damage boost every time, and you have to reload to retry it.
Yeah, so I'm going to do... There's one.
Nice.
It's not over. And
Nice.
there we go.
Yeah, however hard you think that looks, however difficult you think that is, multiply it by 10. It is not easy.
Oh, very good.
And it was worth it. Nice.
So worth it.
I can't believe that was a required check.
Big the Cat, what are you hiding up there?
I gotta go for some easier upgrades here. Let's go check the Cat here and Gold Beetle and stuff.
Both runners now at 2 emeralds.
Oh, Iron Boots. Okay,
Oh,
perfect.
nice. Both runners now at 2 emeralds apiece. You'll notice as more checks open up, the possibility for emeralds is going to increase. So even though they're only at 2 right now, I wouldn't be surprised if the count doubles within the next like 10 minutes. But you never know because that's the joy of randomizer.
Yeah, that was actually super convenient because I'm also in the M3 right now and I have Mystic Melody for Rouge, and those are the 2 required upgrades to complete the M3 here. So that actually just made the routing a lot easier for me. I'm not going to have to double dip again. Let's get that. Flight path. Enjoy that, buddy. I hope you have fun.
Okay. This is a very convoluted one.
This is insane.
Wait.
I got it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Good job. Oh, and I got Jet Engine, another
That's
really
good.
important upgrade, yeah.
I mean, a blessing and a curse, that one really. That opens up a lot more checks.
It's true.
Well, we were getting low, so that's actually really good.
All right.
That was an upgrade I needed for sure. So here's why we need the Iron Boots here, so we can get through this just random pile of boxes here in this container. And then we can go save the Chow.
Speaking of Chow, can I share with you some lovely donations?
Yes, of course.
I've got $20 from Kaylin, who says, favorite level? How about some love for Chow Garden? They'll... Exactly. It was about my favorite levels, so I'm totally not biased. They'll totally bring it back in a new game one day, right?
Surely.
Right?
They have to. We need them to.
I also have for you $50 from Bear Fighter Mach 2, who says, Sonic Adventure 2 favorite stages? My favorite stage is Chow Garden. Clearly the best stage in the game. I spent far too many hours in there as a kid. I'll donate another $25 if one of the runners hatches a Chow during this run, or $50 if they both do.
Ooh.
That's going to be hard to route in.
Well, we'll see if we got time. We got to raise money for such a great cause, you know?
This is true. Would you like one more donation about fan favorite characters?
Go for
Yes,
it.
please.
$25 from Couch God, who says, Big
There he is.
the cat!
There he is.
Big the Cat! I'm so happy we got this incentive in. It wouldn't be the same without it.
Actually.
All right.
Yeah, so just to give a brief, if you're curious about the numbers in the top left corner of the screen when they're on the world map, one of the counters, when it's out of 40, that tells you how many emblems you need to unlock the next boss gate. And then the last one, it says out of 48, that's how many emblems you need to unlock Final Hazard, which is the win condition. So, you know, that's when the emblems will stop being useful, is once one or both of those numbers are filled up.
So we've got Iron Gate over here on the left, or sorry, the right, my left, your right. This is one that they often try to avoid until they have the jet engine, but as long as you have jet engine or the big cannon, you can do a full clear of this stage.
Yeah, you can see why we wait until we get the jet engine, though, because I'm just sitting here on an auto-scroller. It saves so much time to have the jet engine, you can just skip the entire thing. But when you're running your own checks, you just got to do it sometimes.
It's just one of those seeds.
Yeah. One of the pieces of tech that we haven't really gotten to describe, just because there's so much to talk about at any given time in Archipelago, is I'm doing a bunch of pause hovers here. Really simple technique that just allows you to get a higher jump than you're normally able to get by putting 2 A inputs close together. We press A and then pause right away so that we can get a second A input immediately after. I missed the satellite jump there, so we're just gonna keep going here.
Yeah, that satellite has a deceptively gigantic hitbox, so that is par for the course.
Yeah, we're getting to the point now where I'm starting to have a bit rough checks where we have to do checks in an order that I wouldn't really like as much. Like Final Rush M2 without the bounce is going to be really annoying. But we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. It is possible.
Yeah, so kind of what Dawn is talking about there. In Archipelago, common Archipelago slang, there's something called BK, and what that is is when you say you're BK'd, it means you're completely out of checks. There's nothing you can do, and you kind of just have to wait. The lore behind it is actually pretty funny, and I'm going off what I heard. I'm pretty sure this is correct, but basically, one time, I think a couple people were doing an archipelago, and somebody ran out of checks, so he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to Burger King while I have nothing left to do. And he went to Burger King, and then when they got back, he still had no checks left. So that's kind of the lore behind BK. So if you ever hear us say, oh, we might be BK, that's what it is.
The Earth, also known as Sonic's world. That's not our world, everybody. It's Sonic's.
Holy yap.
I wish I lived in Sonic's world. Well, I don't know. Maybe Final Hazard, the Eclipse Cannon, maybe not so cool.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't want like half a moon? The events of this game must be crazy to have lived through.
I think we have time for a donation or two, Pippy, if you want to take it away.
I would love to. We have so many. I've got for you. Here is $50 from Seraphim1313.
Seraphim.
Shouts for Seraphim, who says, hi, Dawn. Hi, Em. It is such a joy to see you both rock in on the GDQ stage. I'm grateful for your friendship and for the SA2 community who got me into speedrunning 9 years ago.
Wow.
You are all the best.
Seraphim, one of just, I mean, anybody will tell you this. Seraphim is just one of the greatest people in this community. He actually opened up his house for us to have lunch with him and his parents. And I mean, on behalf of everybody who went, we can't thank him enough because every time just the vibes are exactly as you expect, and just having people open up their house and open up for us to make memories at this event is just, there's not words we could say to show our appreciation. So shout out to Seraphim.
Yeah, shout out to Seraphim.
Yeah, Seraphim is one of my oldest friends in the community. Like Seraphim mentioned, we have known each other for 9 years now. Kind of ridiculous. Very talented runner, has been on the GDQ stage before. What a homie.
Yeah, the combined years of experience on the couch and on the stage right now is crazy. I mean, the runners have been running this game for almost 10 years, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do that math. I feel like that's going to end up being a scary number.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. I don't want to think about how old I am.
For context, I have the least amount of experience, and I've been running this game for at least 5 years. So let that show as you will.
All right, we're finally back in Eternal Engine. Before I forgot, I didn't have the bazooka upgrade, but now we do have it, so we can actually go ahead and get every check here and not have to revisit. The only thing I'm going to have to be careful of here is I have the M2 as my only mission, and that means for a refresher, M2 actually is the 100 rings mission, so I want to make sure not to finish that early because there are a lot of checks basically right at the end of the stage. So if I need to take damage here, I will. But I'm going to try my best to basically end it right after we get the rest of our checks.
This part of the level is an absolute war zone, so in the speedrun, you would try to get 100 rings before that outside section, but again, as Dawn said, we need some checks later on, so, you know, really just like, this is another aspect of the decision-making. It's like, okay, do I bank?
Speaking of, Savac, do you think it would be faster to finish the level from here, or do Cosmic Wall skip?
Just do the skip.
All right, I'll do the skip.
It's cool.
It is cool.
But yeah, just that decision-making of Dawn deciding, okay, you know what, I'm going to try and delay the finish so that I can get all the checks, even if it is going to be a little bit harder. That's the stuff that people don't talk about when it comes to this kind of run.
All right, let's talk about this skip Emerald's going for. So we're going to get up on the ceiling here, and there is a little hole for some reason that, that Eggman can squeeze through a little bit to the left.
Let me up. There we go.
Yeah.
So it is not over yet. We need a camera. Okay. There is a kill plane on the left, a kill plane on the right, one above, one below. We've got to be very careful and go, oh, now I'm disoriented.
Yeah, this is just the start of the skip. This is one of the longest in the game, definitely the worst IO. And as you see, M's going to be flying through space. He's avoiding quite a few kill planes right now, but once you get set, you're pretty much just going to go right along with them and fly through space forever.
Yeah. This is a very long stage on its own, but this is like a very safe way to go about it, and you get to show off the cool skip. And this is pretty much what it is. I'm just going to fly to the end of the stage right now.
See you in 2 minutes.
Yeah, see you in 2 minutes, basically.
So I know it, now that there's no more stage in the top left corner, it's going to look like Emerldd is doing absolutely nothing. He is holding forward, and eventually we're going to see at the very top a long yellow tube corresponding to the final auto-scroller section of the stage pop into view. But that is a minute and a half away. So
Good time for donations, maybe.
Yeah, we're going to maybe take it to donations.
Whoa.
What? The new one?
What's he doing up there?
I've never seen that in my life.
Wait, that's never happened before.
Never happened before.
You know, I'm happy it's that and not some obscure check that we need to do we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the only one.
Yeah, before we do some donations, just want to say for anybody coming in now, this is a Sonic Adventure 2 Archipelago. Just want to give a little refresher since we're an hour in. This is a randomizer between both of our runners where each of them can give each other items, and the win condition is for both of them, or at least one of them, to collect 7 Chaos Emeralds, and then eventually they're both going to end up collecting 7, but once one finishes, all the checks are going to be released. So like, let's say Dawn finishes first. Dawn's going to release all the checks for M. And then that's gonna help, you know, once one person finishes, it makes it easier for the second person to beat the seed. But right now they're both, you know, just doing their checks, getting by with what they got.
Oh.
Hex.
Oh,
Hex.
what is this? 28 minus 39? Oh,
This one's
That's an
free.
easy. That's a
negative
free one.
11.
I'm letting you stay true to it by you doing it.
Nice.
That's
We
like the
needed
worst time for
Yeah, absolutely. If I would have died there, I would have had to do this whole skip again.
No, we brought out the math major for that one.
Thank you, Hex.
Do you have a moment for not just donations, but a quick update?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Because we do have, I would like to remind everyone, a lovely milestone incentive that is coming up. We would like to hit $500,000. First of all, just in general, but also because there's a Birth by Sleep incentive that we all want to see. I would love if we could meet that. And also, to help us get there, we are also offering... We're also offering a 2-for-1 deal because we have another open incentive to upgrade our Resident Evil 7 Biohazard run to Madhouse difficulty. And that incentive is going to require $70,000, which is a lot of money. And we do have some time, but not ever enough time. So please get your donations in. They go to a great cause. Would you like to hear one of those lovely donations?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Because here's $25 from Anonymous who says, extra $25 donation if runners and Couch do their best Sonic character impressions. The challenge has been issued.
No.
How you feeling?
Can I just scream big like the donation earlier?
I can try. I can try. I'll do one.
It's for charity.
All right. So I think personally my favorite line, you beat the game, really emotional ending, and then when all the characters are talking, Tails drops the hardest line after Eggman's monologue going, "We all did it together."
We all did it together.
That's a banger.
I also have a question for that donor. Does just singing the City Escape theme count as a character line? Because that's my favorite character line of dialogue, really.
I think a lot of people would agree with you. That's an iconic song from this game. Everybody loves City Escape. Admittedly, I have a weird relationship with it, speedrunning Hero Story for so long and hearing it so many times.
Yeah, there's some trauma with that song for us, unfortunately. We've ruined it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that might get glossed over is you're seeing a lot of crazy stuff. If you're looking closely at these Knuckles levels, these levels have been essentially just broken down to their very core by the people in the community because, you know, when you think of this game, you think of, you know, going fast as Sonic, those clip outs with the mech, but these Knuckles levels are some of the most intricate tech and intricate, like, information that the community has studied. You can really get a PhD off of it alone.
Yeah, so keep your eye on Dawn here. We're going to basically... Oh,
I'm struggling
hold
with this clip out.
All right,
There
here
we
we
go.
go.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
the box is going to shove Knuckles out of bounds, and now that we are out, we can glide all the way over here and skip that really long and annoying water section.
Yeah, you never know when something's going to act all finicky. Like, you change the smallest thing, and your consistency is out the window.
Yeah. For sure.
All right.
I think donation.
donation. You said donation.
We did.
Yes, please.
I've got a wonderful $25 donation from Goob is Gabe,
Hey.
who says, I'm going to try to do it justice. Y'all are so cool! I'm so sorry to the audio text. I'm so ready to lose my voice, and much love, homies on the stage, in the crowd with me, and those online. Thank you so much.
That was an amazing Gabe.
Yeah.
Good.
Really good job.
Gabe, what do you think?
Thank you, Gabe.
I think he liked it.
Do you have time for one more?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go for it.
Here's $10 from Freezy Pop, who says, so happy I get to watch the homies live on stage. Really glad I got to meet both of you 5 years ago.
-90. Oh, it's going to be -10 and 9.
There we go. Wow, good job.
Nice. Sorry about that. We had a math-related issue.
Don't worry. They also say keep being awesome. Is math awesome?
If you ask me, I'm going to say yeah.
It has its moments.
It does.
It does have its moments for
It's a
sure.
contentious take, I know.
Thank you, Freezy. You're the best. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do M2 here. I'm going to do that same strat again where I'm going to go ahead and intentionally take damage so that I can spawn the back ring. That's the best hint I can give you for M2s in the hunting stages because these rings are really hard to find sometimes. And
Yeah,
we got
so-
Lost Colony. This stage can be evil. And we have the jet engine, so you're going to see one of the funniest Big the Cats in the run.
Oh, gotta count the shuckle though.
Audience, we need you. Count the shuckles.
Count, please. Tell me the number.
No.
I don't think that's going to give us that option, whoever.
I think I only saw 3 there.
How many, crowd? How many? 3. I could have done it without you guys. Thank you.
I was just waiting for somebody to shout a completely wrong answer and try to gaslight us.
I would have listened to them. I trust too much.
If 897 was an option, oof.
Oh, speaking of Lost Colony, coming up is one of the funniest big checks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you know, Dawn's going to hop on, oh, sorry, not Dawn, Emerld's going to hop on this elevator. And, you know, we're just going to wait a little bit, but you might see a familiar friend coming up in, like, the top left part of the tube.
Emerldd.
But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to reach him. So M's going to have to figure something out, and the answer's pretty funny.
Is this mission 1?
No, that's M3. I don't have the Mystic Melody, but I'm running out of checks, so I'm getting Big the Cat now. Because I need 2 more emblems to open the next gate to get some more checks, so I'm just trying to scrounge for those last emblems to give me some more checks here.
Okay, okay. So we aren't going to see peak comedy here, but there was Big. We cannot get him yet. We got to wait.
Patience is key, Savac.
Patience is key.
Speaking of patience, I have a relevant donation for you. Would you
Okay.
like it?
Go for it.
Here's $5 from the Meme Machine Now in HD. That's an incredible username. I'm sorry. But they say, fun fact, BK mode predated Archipelago.
What?
I did
The-
not know that.
Whoa.
For good history.
-20 is -2 and 10.
Wait, 2 and 10. Okay,
Bottom.
okay. Sorry, another math-related issue.
So the mid-rando Burger King trip happened in the early days of Ocarina of Time multi-world randomizer. It was not Archipelago.
Oh, dang. Well,
Wow.
Thank you. We are trusting you. If you are wrong, then we are wrong too.
So
there you go.
So for what it's worth, that Lost Colony Big the Cat, if mission 1 was our upgrade, we were going to have to, if mission 1 was our mission that we were doing, we were going to have to take the elevator all the way back up after getting Big. It is awful, but fortunately, we did not have to do that.
Yeah, I want to spare you all from watching the elevator twice. It's kind of evil.
Now, M has the magic gloves.
Super go mode now.
Ooh, it could be.
Super important item for sure.
And it looks like Emma's actually unlocked every single stage now, so it's just a matter of time until we find our Chaos Emeralds here.
Yeah, I was sweating a little bit. I can't lie because I really needed some checks. Everything else was a little bit tough because they were Rouge missions where I needed pick nails to make them a little faster. We're playing with hard logic, so technically we could death strat and re-roll pieces that are not diggable ones, but not in a stage like Egg Quarters where the dig upgrade is required.
All right, we're going to have one more Big the Cat coming up. This one is also pretty evil because you have to go all the way to the end of the stage to find him. But you know what? We still love Big the Cat anyway. He somehow made the trip, so we're going to have to. Look at this guy.
To the camera.
I don't know how he got all the way out there. How did he do it? He's just fishing in the sand.
Do you have a quick moment? Because chat has taken up the mantle of doing Sonic impressions.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Awesome.
I'm gonna try to pronounce this one first and then tell you what it actually says. So I'm gonna do my best. It's $25 from Grendel, who says, "Oh no."
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What was written out is knuckles_ohno.mp4. We also have $10 from Dubby Deborah, who says, "My favorite line is when Tails says, 'The ship is losing altitude.' Ah!" And we can never forget Eggman's, "I can't believe this. He's not gonna get away with this. Get a load of this."
That was amazing. Yeah, that was awesome. Shout outs to Pippy. That was amazing.
My favorite part about those clips when they're in the spaceship and like spinning out is those clips go on for way longer than you hear. And sometimes with the voice shuffle on an archipelago, it just goes for like 20, 30 seconds. It will not stop.
I will say, I can't really do it justice, but my favorite line in this game is definitely when they're like on the Ark, and then Tails goes, "Well, how did you know it was a fake Emerldd?" And then Eggman responds with, "Because you just told me, Foxboy."
Dude, that line went crazy.
Confusion trap.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Oh.
my inputs are basically locked out during that. There's not much I can do. Oh, I'm still confused? Okay. Yep, we're good.
Transcends death.
And the evil thing I just realized, if you remember from way back in the run when I didn't have some upgrades, I actually skipped the City Escape upgrade, and now I'm probably going to have to go back and do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's going to be a long check. I'm going to delay that, but watch it be a Chaos Emerald or something.
It could be. It's, a minute and a half for that.
All right, Cosmic Wall. This is probably my second least favorite beetle in the game. Like, why is it there?
Oh, did that...
It did not count, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
It's
Wait, did
crazy.
you get the homing attack while it disappeared?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a brutal one.
Yeah, gold beetles, if you're not very familiar, you only get one chance per life on those. So some of them are a little bit more annoying than others to get, and then you have to die to respawn them or reset the mission.
All right, so I have Cosmic Wall. Fortunately, I don't need to fly to the end of the stage like M. I just have to find the Lost Chow, which is fortunately really close. It's not too bad at all. And the other check that I need to get in the stage is the upgrade, which is only about a minute into the stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take an intentional death to go ahead and respawn here so I can get the Lost Chow. And unfortunately, send my bank account further into the negative.
But it's fast.
And for, it's for a good cause, so it's all right.
Do you have a moment for some more love from the donors?
Of course.
Yes.
Because I got $50 from Brandino.
Hey.
Yeah, Brandino.
And Brandino says, cheering on the Sonic community at GDQ has become one of my favorite memories of every GDQ. So happy to be here to cheer on the absolute legends on stage. Thanks to the Sonic community for being nothing but excellent. Happy to have found you all.
A big shout out to the Sonic community. Just some of the most supportive gamers. And like just this morning, we had one of our buddies, Johanian, did the Mario Kart Super Circuit run, and just seeing everybody get up early and all just congregate for Johan's run, it's really something special that it's just a privilege to experience twice a year if you come to these events.
Love the speedrunning community. Y'all are great.
Ooh, couple quick upgrades there.
Yeah, this Cosmic Wall has been really nice. I sent the bazooka, to M, and I got the treasure scope, so very useful upgrades. I'm sure when I get my last gate, that's going to be very helpful, because I have very few Rouge stages so far.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for some more Tails upgrades. That's my first one. I'm still kind of hurting for them.
Down bad for some Tails upgrades.
Yeah, so I think Dawn actually just did this exact clip, the box clip, to get here to the M3.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a really cool one, because usually this is like one of the longer checks in the hunting missions in general. But we can just fly straight here out of bounds because, well, we found a lot of broken stuff for the hunting characters.
A lot of ways to go through walls in this game for sure.
Was that emblem number 48 there?
For me, it's 46. I already have my other gate open, yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
Chaos Control Trap.
You gotta mash. If you play the 2-player, by the way, you can mash to make this go a little bit faster.
I did not know that.
Mystic
Yeah,
Melody.
Mystic Melody, that's good.
Big check,
Some more
yeah.
upgrades. That's good. Yeah, this is going to start really opening up everything for us because if you heard us earlier, we were complaining about, ooh, we're running out of checks, but we're starting to get some things to open up a little bit. So the thing that might become a little bit hectic is really just trying to use our best decision-making abilities to like pick the fastest ones. Let's see, this is, yeah, M2. I'll just restart actually. Do this.
All right, and I'm happy to show off what is one of my favorite skipless stages in the entire game, Final Rush. There's so many cool strats here, some that I came up with when I played in the Bingo League. Shout out to the SA2 community. Yeah, there's some like really cool strats that are just so irrelevant normally for speedruns, but when you put some like speedrunning minds on it, they're gonna come up with some crazy stuff, even if it's barely useful at all. But you know what? It's sick.
Yeah.
And one of those examples is right here, the wall run. I gotta show this off.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Ooh, okay.
Nice. Hey, that was good.
Yeah.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, we're bailing out because I could see Sonic falling off the wall. I'm just gonna take the top route here for the rest of it. That's solid. And here's the one that I was talking about for Bingo League, by the way. This is a DawnSR patented strat. Of course, I've not found much for the speedrun, but I come up with a lot of random obscure stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and do this out of bounds trick. I'm actually going to intentionally hit the kill plane here and collect the upgrade after I've already died. And guess what? We still get the check.
Nice. Just a highlight there of just the absolute creativity that these runners bring and that Archipelago brings, because something like that, you're never going to see that in a speed run, but so cool to just see just the knowledge of the game working like that.
You know,
no.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's try that again.
Yeah, you have to get a really high super bounce to get up there. Actually, ooh, Dawn's doing a strat where we're taking our forward speed and turning it into upward speed by doing a small bounce in front of the wall there. And that's how we're able to get so much height to make it up to that Big the Cat.
Yeah, Sonic has some of the coolest movement out of like any platformer I've ever played, really. It's just so incredible, especially when you add in the speed tech, like spin dash chaining, super bounces, skewed gravity, loop speed launches. That's so awesome.
Oh, there's another Chaos Emerald.
Let's go.
That's what we want to see.
We're starting to get closer to the end game here. All right, so I'm gonna actually do a jump from this rail to avoid using the Mystic Melody. This is really tight. Okay, perfect. We're just able to make that, and now I have to deal with this evil enemy that Em already faced earlier. And
Oh, this gold beetle is probably the worst one to get for sure.
also, to point out, this rail just doesn't work. I don't know why. If you go on it, it just immediately sends you down. It makes no sense. I don't know how anyone did this casually. So sorry if you dealt with this during your 180.
I honestly don't actually remember how to do it casually anymore.
Yeah, I just
I don't
super bounce.
either. I just know the super bounce way. That's what happens when you speedrun a game for too long. You kind of forget how to do the more like intended way to do things.
All right, and I'm now going into my final boss gate, so I am also going to have every single stage unlocked for me. So we are truly in the end game now. We are basically finishing up our last checks, and then soon we're going to unlock Cannon's Core once we both get 48 emblems. Fortunately, we don't have to go, like, hopefully we don't have to go there, excuse me, because it is an extremely long check, but there are like 5 Big the Cats, one in every section, so maybe we'll just have to do it.
The audience would appreciate it.
Big Dog Cat.
Big the cat. Big the cat.
I just really like cats, man.
That's real.
Cats are awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to Meadow Harbor. I actually love this stage in the speedrun, it's very cool. The one thing that's really annoying about the M2, another 180 reference, if you've played this, the normal intended route leaves you with 99 rings for like half of the stage. It's brutal.
Yeah, thankfully with some clever routing, you can backtrack. So Dawn right here, Gonna grab these rings. And you
Light
can,
dash being awful as
How
always.
does that even happen?
Yeah, working as intended. But yeah, no, you'll get left with like 99 rings, and there's like a little like, just one ring on top of a place that you would never think to look, and that's like, if you look up a YouTube video for this level, that's probably what you see.
That is actually the Big the Cat ring.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so here's the 99 rings, and what we're actually going to go ahead and do is, like Hex mentioned, there's just one up here for some reason. I don't know why. If you just bounce up here, grab onto the ledge. Okay, Sonic. Thank you.
Is this not the big ring? Maybe not.
Like, they had to have known what was happening to put that one ring up there, just straight up taunting us.
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
All right, so now we're going to do the Lost Chow one. This is actually a ridiculously quick one. And you don't need to use the Mystic Melody at all, like you would normally assume. You can straight up just do a spin dash jump over there, which I'll show off in just a moment here.
Do you have a quick moment for some donations?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Because I've got $50 from Mace, who says, speedrunning is amazing. OMG, just getting into the community, first time watching GDQ, and already searching for a game to learn. Best of luck, M, Dawn, and all the other runners. Also, did somebody say RE70K incentive, maybe? I did indeed, and we are over $3,000 down on that already. Great job, everyone.
Woo!
I also have for you $10 from Anonymous, and I'm gonna assume that this is a hard opposite. This sounds like a speedrunner take. I've never heard a casual have it, at least. Who says, if I were to be stranded on a desert island and could only have one song to listen to, I would choose Escape from the City, because then I'd never stop trying to escape.
That sounds like a song
Right
Adventure
on.
2 speedrunner right there.
Oh, yes.
You know, with all of our combined hours of hearing that song, it would still probably take you years to out-listen that song to us. Like, listen to it for longer than we have. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, one of the cool things that you're allowed to do in the speedrun is it's completely legal to swap out like the music files, and you can actually put in your custom music. So if you do, like if you want to run the game and you're worried that your favorite song will be ruined, there's a solution.
Yeah, but this game's soundtrack is so good. Why would you change it?
It's true.
I mean, I put a CE remix in. Does that count?
Close enough. And how did this big get over here? Man, this guy's acrobatic.
He jumped.
So if you saw it there, I had to grab that, or I could grab that piece out of bounds. That's actually not a normal thing. There's only very specific pieces you can grab out of bounds, and it's the ones that are located under weights in some of the stages. So I was able to grab that one just fine by clipping out. That cannon score is looking tempting with all those Big the Cats.
Oh, is it time?
I have Metal Harbor. It's
not time.
Almost time for Big the Cat.
Don't worry, we'll get there, surely. Gotta see our friend. At this rate, we're gonna see every single big.
Yeah, that's right for sure.
It's what the
Yeah.
audience wants.
All right, so I'm now finishing up my hunting checks. These are basically the fastest in the game, so it's very nice to go out of our way to get them. And it looks like I'm getting a really nice set here, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Good RNG. We love to see that.
Still don't have my light dash, so I have to jump down here. I don't even know if you guys knew that this rocket existed down here, but it makes it so that we can actually complete this mission without the light shoes, which you're normally supposed to get here.
Yeah, it's almost like they knew the light dash wasn't that reliable. They said, when you're first learning this, you're probably not going to do a great job. So here's a little safety for you right there.
All right.
I think we could get a donation or two in.
Wonderful, wonderful. I have some more impressions from chat for you. Here's $25 from Sour, who says, I have loved this game for 25 years. Whenever I can't find something in real life, I hear Knuckles say, rats. I don't remember how Knuckles says rats. I'll be real. You got me. I also have $25 from Strawberry Jam, who says, I found you, faker.
That is her favorite line.
Let's go, Dawn, Emerldd, Savac, Hex. Shout out to the Sonic speedrunning community.
Thank you, Jam.
Thank you, Jam.
So, Emerldd, is Cannon's Course still looking tempting after the pick nails?
Nope, definitely not as much. Definitely not as tempting. So, I mean, you know, Cannon's Court is really long. Ideally, I want to, now that I have pick nails, a really important upgrade for Rouge. Now I can go back and look at some of the other missions that I was kind of steering away from.
Also, unfortunately, with the way this seed is looking, the Magic Gloves upgrade in City Escape may be essential.
It very well might
Unfortunately.
be.
Which is funny because that was like the one check we said it would be great if we didn't get. But you know, that's just
Yeah.
sometimes how it goes.
Also, how did this? I keep saying it, but how did he get here? How is he okay?
He's just
Like the
swimming.
cat.
He's looking high and low for
All right,
Froggy,
babe.
which means underwater in some sand in a random tunnel.
All right, M just got his 48th emblem. That means Cannon's Core is now unlocked, and no more emblems are required, I believe, for both runners. So if we see any runner get a check for an emblem, it's pretty much junk.
Yeah, we're at the point now where, yeah, absolutely. Emblems do not matter. It basically comes down to upgrades and Chaos Emeralds from here, which we're starting to get low on checks, so I'm assuming we're going to get more of those pretty quickly.
Yeah, there's a really good chance that these Chaos Emeralds are bundled up at the end now that everything is opening up.
Yep, and I'm cleaning up some missions of the stuff that we weren't able to actually finish earlier. Like, for example, Find the Lost Chow, I needed the Mystic Melody for, but now we got that, and I can go ahead and check this out. So that's why you're going to see me skipping some checks. We've already been here before.
We also get to see everybody's favorite level, Mad Space, more than one occasion.
I like it.
I'm sure everyone loved playing this one growing up with the backwards hints. I'm sure that was very easy for everyone to do, right? Just like me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know why they got here and they just decided to say, like, oh yeah, let's do a little bit of trolling on this one because the gravity mechanics aren't hard enough, apparently.
I was blanking where that was.
All right, and I gotta say, I'm so happy to have the treasure scope here because you're gonna see this mission go very fast. If I did not have the treasure scope, this is one of the longer missions in Archipelago, but instead I can use this and collect some ring capsules. It's gonna be super helpful.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody, if you picked up on this earlier, Dawn was trying to do like, you can get some of the items inside those iron boxes with just abusing the character's hitboxes, but it's still just so much easier with the treasure scope.
Yeah. There we go, done in 24 seconds.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and focus the hunting missions here because these are gonna be super quick checks for me.
Do you have time for some more community love? Because I swear my wellspring of community love is endless.
Of course.
Of course.
I've got $10 from Champo, who says, happy to see SA2 on stage again in the new form of Archipelago this time. Big ups to the Archipelago devs, Em and Dawn for the run, and the commentators. Let's do this. Hello from the floor near the back couch.
Hi, Jibbo.
I also have $25 from you from PippyInATopHat. I hope I pronounced that right. Who says, I want to wish you guys luck on the random hedgehog game, of course, on the big mini game. By the way, my favorite stage is Crazy Gadget Skipless.
Ooh, that's a good one, honestly.
That is a movement masterpiece.
But we also love CGSS. Hopefully we'll be able to show that off, actually. Remember back in the day, the old school GDQ runs chanting CGSS like crazy. We got to get that going on.
So just as a kind of recap of where we stand right now, most of our progression upgrades are have been acquired now. Cannon's Core is open. All of our gates are open. So now we just have to do our checks as quickly as we can. We've got bees on the screen. and
some
those-
beetles.
Oh, I can't
and
see.
beetles.
Oh,
Oh no.
I couldn't see the big beetle there.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do the Lost Chow here. I'm going to be very careful to actually not make this weight fall down because it is ridiculous to fix that. And, okay, made it look nice and easy. Let's go.
Yeah, you're intended to do like an hourglass maze where you got to hit switches, but if you're, you know, the GOAT like Dawn right there, you can just slide right in.
Yeah, you can glide right out of that teleport and just as long as you're careful to not land on the ground, you can get through that pretty easily. Get to the Chow.
Speaking of CGSS, we're going to go do that right after this mission. I have to do this one first, but we'll get there, I promise.
Yeah, for Sun, this is mission 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so again, you know, Crazy Gadget is a really cool level, but it is stacked with artificial chaos. And when you're trying to get the 100 rings, it can be just a little bit annoying. But thankfully, with routing, it minimizes the amount of artificial chaos you have to deal with. And so it actually leads to be a pretty fun mission.
It's a great mission.
All right, gonna go ahead and collect these rings here. We're gonna do some weird stuff. Normally we would go on the ceiling in the speed run, but it's actually more optimal for the rings to go the casual route. And we're gonna do something kind of goofy here. This is the worst checkpoint in the game. It actually was playing nice, fortunately, but sometimes you have to run through that thing like 4 or 5 times to actually just make it work.
Oh, nice crater cart snipe.
Thank you.
Yeah, with just the nature of some of those emeralds, it can be really hard to grab it, especially if it's moving.
Chaos Emerald.
Nice.
There we go.
All right.
We're getting there.
Both runners now at 3 apiece, almost halfway there. And again, more checks are getting opened by the minute, so these emerald numbers should just be increasing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just realized I need to route stuff in, so I might have baited you on the CGSS, but I promise I'm going to show you something just as cool that you've probably never seen.
I actually think it's cooler.
It just might be. I promise you've never seen this before. All right, and the nice part is we can go ahead and get like 3 different checks as we go. All of the checks for the stage are like super long in, so it doesn't really make sense to go ahead and do the skip. So we're just gonna go ahead and play the stage skipless. And as that donator said earlier, this stage skipless is a banger, so I'm glad we get to show it off. Hopefully I'll do it justice.
Yeah, one of the things I just got to do there was if you saw me, I was shimmying through the statue. I was able to shimmy in and just like fly to the room that's out of bounds there. With normally you have to dig into a portrait to get that, so.
Nice. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a funny little strat here. Instead of hitting the switch, I'm going to do something to save like half a second. But the more important thing is the coolness, jumping and grabbing the upgrade off the ceiling.
It is so cool.
Yeah, that's always really cool, actually. Yeah, no, so now M is going to be going into Rouge Dry Lagoon M5.
I was realizing I should go into another mission so I can get the upgrade.
Never mind, M will not be going into Rouge
We'll be
M5
back.
for-
We'll be back for that one. Basically, sometimes when you do different missions, the upgrade can go to different places.
Ooh. Chaos Emerald.
Oh, nice.
They put them all right at the end.
Seriously. All right, so we have that cool strat that I was talking about coming up. But first, we have to visit our good friend, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
Who's our friend?
Right. Hold on 1 second.
Just a reminder.
We'll go find him. All the way over here, and you're not going to see him right away. Let's see oh, there you go.
Oh, there he is.
Would you like a dono in honor of your friend?
Okay, 1 second. Let me do this real
second, you
quick,
got
and then
it.
I'm down. Okay, so I'm going to use the sideways gravity to go under the stage and then hit the goal ring. No! So close. Okay, we can show off the other method. That one, the timing is incredibly tight. Go ahead, Pippy.
Perfect. I've got $50 from Acoustic Curves who says, Big the cat, big the cat.
Big the cat.
Thank you so much, everyone. They also say cheers to the runners. I've never seen SA2 like this.
That's honestly the best part about this run. Oh no, the confusion.
no.
Confused. I'm so confused.
But yeah, I love Archipelago because it really gets to show off the best parts of SA2 in general. So I'm very happy we were able to come up here and do this for everybody. All right, we're heading on to Weapons Bed M3. Luckily for me, I have the jet engine, so I don't have to do the crazy jumps that M did earlier, and it's just going to be a breeze. I don't have to worry about it at all.
Also, I saw Dawn do this earlier, but I kind of never mentioned it. You can, you know, with Big there, stuck in the tunnel, and the intended way is to take the turtle, but that's really slow and just not what you want to do. So what you can do is actually just clip out of bounds with this box. And it's one of the most useful clips in this game because taking the turtle is pain.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little hard to get Rouge to shimmy out of there, but it allows us to fly out of bounds here and skip waiting for that turtle. I did not get close enough to big, so unfortunately I had to do it again. So I'm just going to make sure I'm... Oh, no! Why was he there? My friend was there to help me, but I didn't need it right then. No.
The turtle unfortunately sabotaging you during this run. Unlucky.
All right, we get to see this out of bounds clip one more time.
One more time. The hat trick.
You know, you got your clip down, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Another trend of this run I want to call attention to is the Mystic Melody is usually supposed to take you to the Lost Chow, but we can pretty much, with the speed tech that we have, like pause hovers, for example, here to get more height, I can just go over straight to the Chow without having to worry about the Mystic Melody at all, and in most cases, it's faster.
Also, I'm just noticing something. Dawn almost has every upgrade.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
I'm only missing the sunglasses.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think I've ever seen a seed where someone gets every upgrade. That's crazy.
Yeah, this one might be going the distance because my tracker is looking pretty gray. That means that all those stages checks are completely done.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. I think I'm going to go do this this M3 now that I have Mystic Melody with Eggman really quick. And then I think I might go visit Big the Cat in Cannon's Core.
Ooh. Audience, get ready. There are a lot of bigs.
There's a lot of Big the Cat.
Should we do Cannon's Core at the same time so we can get big overload going on?
I'm kind of down. Yeah, again, Cannon's Core is really long, but it gives us, I believe, 5 checks for Big the Cat.
Yeah, and this time it's going to be 10 if we do them all at the same time. It sounds like the audience is ready for it, so let's coordinate. Oh, and we also got double Lost Colony. Huge.
Yeah, probably good time for some donations.
Oh, wonderful. I've got $5 here from YoshiZilla, who says, my favorite Sonic line from this game is, "It's no use." That's from this game, right? So happy for Emerldd and Dawn getting to show this off at GDQ. Thanks for being amazing people and amazing friends. You have all of my support. Less than 3.
Thank you, Yoshi.
Thank you, Yoshi.
Do you have time for a couple more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here is $10 from Letteran, who says, fast, 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 big, big, fast, fast.
Awesome.
Thank you. That was really fun to say. I also have $250.
Ooh.
Thank you so much for your generosity. From Ijwu, who says, so grateful to see Archipelago on the main stage. The Archipelago community has been a part of my life for 5 years now. I remember when Factorio was added to the system and Archipelago was born, although the name came after. Further BK mode fun fact, I believe it was Raikaru who took the inaugural trip to BK.
Nice.
Again, I can't verify the authenticity of that statement at this moment, but I am excited to be potentially right or wrong.
Yeah, while Pippy was reading off the donation, I think Em got another Chaos Emerald. So both runners now at 4 apiece, over the halfway point. And yeah, just with Cannon's Core having so many checks.
I got some bad news about Cannon's Core, though.
Oh, no.
What are you missing?
I'm missing Tails Booster.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm actually not going to be able to go in there yet, because actually Tails is the first section, and I won't even really be able to make it that far without that.
I mean,
so.
you could do the first big.
I could do the first big, that's true.
That would be it.
All right, I might just have to do Cannon's Core on my own. But you know what? We still get the same amount of Big the Cats, so that's the good news.
Yeah! Give it up, Dawn and Emerldd, you're doing great!
Thank you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and complete this Lost Colony M2 just to finish up this stage so I don't have to revisit it. And then we'll go ahead and go to Cannon's Core. Trust me, it's coming. We want to see Big the Cat.
Yeah, thankfully, you know, obviously the randomizer is cool. We want to do it as like traditional as possible. But if we do need, there is a hint system, which, you know, if there's just like, if it's just we can't find it, the hint system's always there. So if you're worried against like, oh, what if I get stuck? Again, there's always a hint system. The Archipelago, I mean, just, it's really, I can't overstate it enough how accessible it is. So if you're watching this from home and you're interested, give it a try. You won't regret it.
For sure, yeah. We just wanted to make sure for this run to keep it as pure as possible. So we're only going to be using the hint system if we absolutely need to. But we will see how that goes. I imagine all of these Big the Cats are going to be holding wonderful things for me in the near future.
Come on, Big.
Please, Big the Cat.
Big the cat. Froggy!
Do you have time for a few more donations?
Go for it.
I have for you an alternate soundtrack for Sonic Adventure 2. Are you ready?
Okay.
Yes.
Here's $5 from Annie Jess 3, who says, I was watching GDQ late one eve when I spied a strat built for speed. Emerldd and Dawn playing co-op. Movement made even Gabe's jaw drop. They did the mash. They did the Sonic mash. They did the mash. Well, they gotta go fast. They did the mash. They did the Sonic mash. Thank you so much. I love it.
That's incredible.
That was awesome.
That was really good.
All right, so we're coming up on the end here. I'm looking at my tracker and I'm seeing like 5 stages left. That City Escape Magic Hands check is going to come back to bite me. I can just feel it.
I can already tell, yeah.
I know if we get to the point where we have to use hints, it's just going to say that one. So I'm tempted to go because I just have a feeling in my bones right now.
Are we going there right now?
I don't know. I feel like maybe you should do cannon score
I
because there's a
know.
lot more checks right now.
Yeah, I want to give the people what they want. More Big the Cat.
Yeah!
All right, let's go. Cannon score.
Here we go.
You got this, Dawn!
All right, so this one, the reason why it has 5 bigs is because there is one in every single section. And if you haven't played this game before, Cannon Score is essentially a gauntlet of every character. Once I finish the section, we're going to go straight on to the next character. And like I mentioned, every single section has some of our favorite buddy.
Here's our first one.
Big. Oh, there you go.
Of course.
There we go, yeah.
Nice.
Big the Cat would never steer us wrong, of course. We got to trust in him.
He will show us the way.
Big will save you every time. You know, I mean, just with the way that each stage has checks, like it kind of makes sense that Cannon Score, with it being the most amount of checks, more often than not, there's going to be a Chaos Emerald there. But, you know, it just makes the seeds where you don't have to go. It just makes it more like special. But again, Cannon Score, listen, I'm a fan of Cannon Score. I know it was pretty tough casually, but I think it's cool that we get to see it.
Narratively, it is awesome. It is Eggman, Sonic, and both people on, like every single character in this game works together for a common goal of saving the world. When you play this for the first time, it is incredible.
Absolute cinema, some may say.
Cinema.
They may.
So funny enough, the check that Dawn has been avoiding, I'm actually going for right now because I'm running out of really quick checks to do. So I think this is a good bet while Dawn gets a bunch of checks in Cannon Score. Maybe I'll get the booster so that I can do some more Tails levels or something.
Oh no, I feel it. It's coming.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're coming up on one of the most evil checks. If you actually don't have the jet engine, this one is like basically impossible, but it's technically in logic because, oh no, it didn't end up being anything. And that's the fear is like, you have to go back for a minute to check it, and if it's nothing, it just feels like such a waste. But you'll see this Big the Cat. Again, I gotta say, how does he keep doing it? How are you, and also, you can get this one without the jet engine somehow.
I don't know who figured that out, but why did you figure that out?
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
That is another Big the Cat down, so we only have a few more to go, and we'll be done with Cannon's Core. Relatively quick stage, but there are so many sections, it does take a minute.
I think we have some time for some donations, Pippy, if you got some.
Oh, I always do. I've got $10 for you from Emmy Divergent, who says, drove 18 hours from Texas to attend my first SGDQ and rushed to see this run in person. Big the Cat! Thank you.
Let's give it up for Big the Cat. Again, how does he get up there?
Do it.
He's a mystical being.
Also, would you like a public service announcement via donation?
Yeah.
Here's
Yes, please.
$25 from AKA The Cupcakes, who says, hey all, internet anti-Paxi here. Have you hydrated recently? Had a snack? taken your meds, found Big the Cat in increasingly weird places. Okay, that last one isn't required, but make sure you do those first 3 for me, okay? Get some good sleep, and remember, I love you all. Shout out to the Sonic speedrun community. You all are the best. Do you have time for one more fast one?
Go for it.
Yeah.
$10 for Anonymous, who says, Cat the Big!
All right, so we're really starting to run out of checks here. This is unfortunately going to end up being like a full clear seed.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe here you could hint my booster or something soon, if possible.
Sure.
Because this is literally my last check right here. This Big the Cat.
Okay.
Also, on Dawn's screen, the Knuckles section for this level casually was an absolute nightmare, but thankfully there is a clip out, and it's, I mean, I'm just gonna say it's the most useful clip out in the game, I think.
Oh,
I'm getting a little lost here. We got to find our buddy Big the Cat. Oh, okay. Yeah, this clip out is one of the easiest in the game. Absolutely go ahead and try it if you want some fun. You literally just walk straight into that corner, and it saves you a ridiculous amount of time. I don't even know how that happened.
yeah, you just have to line up the camera so it's behind Knuckles, and then you can just tap forward on the stick, and then you can skip this really, really tough section here. All right,
Do you
can
have
I get
a
big
moment
from here?
for another donation and
Yes.
an update?
Go for it.
We are almost $7,000 on the way there to that Madhouse difficulty already. Thank you so much, everyone. And part of that is thanks to a $1,000 donation from Chugs. Thank you so much. That is so generous. And Chugs would like to say, making a difference through the love of video games. Thank you, GDQ, and everyone involved. You are making the world a better place. Game on. They gave us a little game controller. It was really cute.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this here. We are right at the end of Cannon's Core, and then I'm going to go ahead and go get M's last upgrade that he needs to complete all the checks. But we have one more visit with Big the Cat. Obviously, we got to do that.
Yeah, something that I think is worth mentioning is that this level's gimmick is you hit these switches to stop time, but they definitely can be, you know, just a little abused by stopping time infinitely. And so that's one of the big like speedrun strats for this level, but it also helps because it makes it so that you don't need the Mystic Melody for this Lost Chow.
That was a great upgrade find. You found my light shoes. Now I can finally finish all the checks in Crazy Gadget.
Perfect. And that is a trap, unfortunate.
Ooh.
All right. There we go. All right, so we're going to finish out Cannon's Core here. Unfortunately, I think we only found 1 Chaos Emerald. I'm kind of surprised by that, honestly. I think pretty much every check we do from here is going to end up being a Chaos Emerald.
And not a lot left.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should start maybe hinting some emeralds if
I'm gonna
needed.
Go ahead.
I don't care if they know who I am because they'll never catch me. It's just a waste of time.
I think while they're doing that, I think definitely, oh, never mind. Green Chaos Emerald
There you go.
for Dawn. So Dawn is 1 Chaos Emerald away from being in go mode. And then again, once Dawn finishes, if Dawn finishes first, Dawn will release all his checks for M. And then, you know, it could end up being that all 3 of those emeralds are in Dawn's world. You never know until it happens.
Yeah, we got an unfortunate seed here. So to not make this go super over, we're going to go ahead and just do this all right now. Figure out where everybody's is.
Yeah, this is actually looking like the natural progression of it anyway, because yeah, there's stuff in Crazy Gadget right now that we're about to find, and then once I get that treasure scope for Rouge,
Yeah,
I'll be able to get that last one for me
We
too.
hope not to do this. I only have 1 more Chaos Emerald, so we're really close to being done here. We just need to go get our last checks. And Hidden Base M3. All right, we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we are at the end game here. Unfortunately, we had to just figure out where the emeralds are because we are so close to the end.
This is the nature of a randomizer for sure.
Yeah, and we don't want to delay the event like crazy, so we're just going to go ahead and complete this here. All right, yeah, the nice part is actually when I got that light dash, M is going to be able to complete basically all of those checks from what I'm seeing. So that's really nice. should go very quickly, and then we have the final boss and Live and Learn to here for the very end. Let's go.
Yeah, it's been 10 years since GDQ has heard Live and Learn. The last time was Talon2461 did All Stories in 2015. And ever since then, Live and Learn has not been on the GDQ stage, but after a decade, we are so back.
We are so back. Yeah, this game as a speedrun has so much to offer, so I'm glad we got to show off so much. And yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, I just got a Chaos Emerald from Big, so this should, I think this is another, yep. I'm 1 Chaos Emerald away.
We both have 1 more to go, and I have a nice clip out here to make this one a lot easier for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and go out of bounds to find the last Chow here. And yeah, that's how to get here without the Mystic Melody, if you were ever wondering.
Yeah, if you aren't really intended to reach an area, there's probably not going to be collision there. And honestly, I think that's for the better because it looks really cool.
I mean, crazily enough, there actually was collision there.
And that is the last Chaos Emerald for me. Let's go.
Nice.
All that's left is to bring it home. So we're going to play Green Hill here and then go to Final Hazard to defeat the final boss of the run.
You know, I bet some people haven't even seen this stage before.
Yeah, this is only unlockable once you've gotten all 180 emblems, and as you probably know, that's a tall task. The speed run is like 8 hours plus, so casually, this takes a ridiculously long amount of time.
Yeah, I think it's always neat that in the randomizer, this is kind of like the precursor to the final level.
So this is going to warp Dawn directly into Final Hazard. That is the final part of Dawn's world. As soon as Dawn finishes that, it's going to release everything that Dawn has left on his seed to Emerldd.
And that's my treasure scope. That's exactly
perfect.
what I need for Dry Lagoon there.
Nice.
Getting a head start.
Where did it go?
All right, so this fight works a little bit different than what you've seen in the game. Shadow and Sonic have teamed up to go super and fight Final Hazard. So what we're really aiming to do here is just not get hit by anything because it is a ridiculous amount of knockback if you get hit at all. You don't take damage necessarily, but it will lose you a ridiculous amount of time and cost you a lot of the rings that you need to stay super.
Yeah, at the start, it's pretty simple. You're only dealing with a couple homing balls like a laser, but it gets ridiculous towards the last couple phases, as you'll see.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that this fight treats me well because I've had it be evil to me on a couple of these practice runs.
No one is immune to a little Final Hazard tomfoolery.
Also, shout out to Live and Learn. Live and learn.
Dawn has
Such
been
a
waiting for this moment to Live and Learn.
Yeah, when I realized it's been 10 years, I was like, we need to get this on stage ASAP, and I'm happy to be the one to do it. Let's go.
Also, shout out to Supersonic.
Shout out
go.
to Supersonic, yeah. There's my last Chaos Emerald, so I can
nice.
finish this up too. We're gonna head to Green Hill.
All right, and Dawn is on the last hit of the run. Let's get hype for the end. One more hit, and then Dawn will be done. M following shortly behind. This is officially
Let's
the
go.
end.
GG.
And time's coming up for me in just a second here. All right. And that's time for me.
GG.
Let's go. All right, so we just have to see M finish up here.
Oh, this is where I'm gonna get the traps. Oh no.
Since I finished, it actually just sent all the checks left in my world over to M. And so he's gonna get all of the traps. I hope they're not that bad, buddy. I'm
No,
sorry.
hopefully not. One was a gravity trap, that's fine.
Okay, math. Okay, Hex.
Math,
get ready.
nice. Get ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
I don't remember if I die in this fight if I have to replay Green Hill.
I don't know. No. You should be okay.
Okay, all right. High pressure though, Hex. I mean, no pressure.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Gabe. I hear you. That's my goat.
Wait,
No math?
No math, I guess.
All right.
We
know
might
what?
be getting lucky here.
I'm not gonna complain.
It was afraid of you.
To be honest, when I'm at home, I just take the 1 and 4 and I'll press a random button on my D-pad. I'll take the death.
Listen, math, just phone me. I got you guys.
All right, and while we're finishing out the run here, special shout out to the Archipelago devs that you can see on screen right now, Porygon and Raspberry Space Jam right behind us. What's up, guys? Y'all did an amazing job on this.
Oh,
The Archipelago community as a whole is amazing. You should absolutely try this out. Casual or speedrunner, it is fantastic either way. And there are so many games you could play as Archipelago. Definitely check it out. It's a great time.
That's the big reminder, is that it's not just Sonic Adventure 2. There's plenty of other games that connect with Archipelago that you can play. Just like we did here, where we do a co-op, or you could do a race, you know, whatever you prefer.
yeah. I mean, like Tails said, we all did it together.
Let's go.
All right, coming up on the final 2 hits here.
So hands off me.
One more to go.
More.
Last hit.
All right, this is one of the
Last
scarier ones.
It is.
There we go.
There we go, and time's coming up.
When Sonic and Shadow grab hands together, that'll be time.
Hold.
Hold.
Almost there.
And time!
Let's go.
GG's.
Huge.
Thank you, guys.
Dawn, if there was any doubt at all, you guys did freaking awesome. You guys killed it.
Let's go.
I'm just going to take this time. You know, these two are some of the most humble people you'll ever meet, but I'm going to just absolutely gas them up right now because they deserve it. Is one... What's up? Oh, yeah. is one of the greatest Sonic speedrunners that I've ever watched, one of the most entertaining people to watch. If you love speedruns, if you love a good time, definitely check out his stream. Dawn, if you're looking for video essays, that's the GOAT for this game, and it's just one of the coolest people in the speedrunning community, and anybody will attest to that. Shout outs to these guys. They're just the GOATs. Check them out in your spare time. You won't be disappointed.
And I will quickly say shout out to the Sonic Adventure 2 community. They are out in full force behind me. All our friends are here to support. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to all of us. We love you.
And thank you, Savac, for joining me in the booth. You're a lovely co-commentator, and listen, I look forward to future opportunities down the line.
Yeah, thank you again for having us, GDQ. Thank you for letting us do Archipelago on the stage. Really cool. It's never been done before on the big stage before, so shout outs. Thank you all for watching.
Yeah, the speedrun community has changed all of our lives. You're all incredible. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and don't miss the rest of the runs. They're so good today.
Stay tuned.
Later.
Bye.